Welcome to Whiskey Pour. On today's 2 Ounce Tuesday, we're gonna choose 2 bottles. I've got 1 ounce in each of these samples. They are blinded to me. I've got 16 options in this brown box. We're gonna blind them side by side, see who comes out on top. I've got Blanton's, I've got Weller 107, I've got Eagle Rare, I've got some really hard to find bottles mixed in with some very easy to find bottles like Elijah Craig, Small Batch, Larceny, I've got Maker's Mark. We've got all different types of easy to find bottles head to head potentially against some people's unicorns. Roll the video. We're gonna get started. Let's open our box, pop her open, choose 2 random samples. We're gonna go this one here. Put that there, and I'm gonna go right there. Right off the bat, even while I was pouring these, I could tell you Glass A is a much lighter color than Glass B. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but this is much more of a light blonde. This is much more of a darker, more caramel colored, or let's say dirty blonde, make it a little more exciting. Let's nose coat the glass and nose Glass A. Very blonde looking whiskey. Let's go to nose it. Very enjoyable. Sweet banana. A little bit of cinnamon in there maybe. Very enjoyable nose. Not overly boozy. Pleasant experience. Over here, much darker color, much darker color. Almost like charred marshmallow to it. Has more oak into it than Glass A does. Slightly sweeter, but like darker sweet, like more brown sugar, molasses kind of sweet to it, more like dark char. So it kind of leads me to believe that this could potentially be secondarily aged in another barrel, or could have a really high age statement potentially. The color leads me to believe that it is one of those 2 options. Either it's aged or it is a second barrel or finished whiskey, finished bourbon. Okay, so now I'm getting this like black or green tea. It's like if you took black tea and you added, and you were eating like a piece of banana bread with some black tea on the side as your drink, which is very intriguing. I don't know if I've ever smelled a whiskey that had like a black tea aroma to it. This one has a little higher proof. This has definitely got some higher proof than this one does. Let's go ahead and taste Glass A. You get a little more sweetness on that one, on the palate. A little sweeter, not overly sweet though at all. Not like desserty, decadent kind of sweet. Just like black tea with some simple syrup added into the black tea. I actually made a black tea simple syrup the other day for a cocktail. This reminds me a lot of that. It has maybe a slight tobacco, maybe a little bit of nut, a little bit of peanut in there almost. Finish is very smooth, so this has to be low proof because it finishes so smooth. Easy sipper, more complex nose than I honestly would have anticipated with how low the proof comes across in the palate. On to Glass B. Much more decadent, sweet smelling than Glass A is. Good viscosity, good alcohol point. It's not so high that it's burning, but I think this definitely has a higher proof point than this does because the viscosity in this is higher. This is honestly the hardest one yet. The viscosity and the mouthfeel of Glass B is better than Glass 1. But the nose on Glass 1, or Glass A, is better than Glass B. It just changes, it's more complex. Even though I can tell this has a higher proof point, this nose is more interesting than this nose is. This nose doesn't change a whole lot over time. It doesn't have multiple layers. This nose has more layers. I'm gonna guess that this is Pipe Dream. That this is Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. My gut says potentially that this is 1792 12 year. Okay. Glass A is Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. Okay, so I was right on that one. Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. That's good. Good nose, complex, it changes over time. This is the one I'm nervous about. 1792 12 year. Okay, I knew it had to be that or 107. Oh man, okay. I will say that I enjoyed the flavors of this one more on the palate, but the nose was not as complex. This Redwood Empire, this was good. This was good, and it honestly kind of surprised me. It's not something that I've drank a lot of so far. I got it off of watching other people's videos and kind of like, they said it was really good, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go buy a bottle of it. It's 40 bucks, we're gonna give it a shot. This one comes in about $50, I believe, maybe $45, $50, something like that in Oregon. I only have one bottle of this. This is hard to find. This is, I wouldn't say, this is obviously not a unicorn, but this is a bottle that is gonna take you some effort to get. Don't sleep on this. This is solid, this is good. I mean, like I said, I pick 1792 12 year over Redwood Empire, but it is so close. This one drinks super thin, very easy, complex nose, good. This is just more traditional bourbon flavor to me, which is probably why I chose it. So I'm gonna give 1792 12 year the win over Redwood Empire, but it was close.